Hello and welcome to Meditations for Mortals. I'm Lindsay Milner. Meditations for Mortals is Oliver Burkeman's volume, a 4-week guide to doing what counts. And in it he recommends that we take one chapter per day and work through reflecting on the contents of each chapter as we go forwards. We're on day 18, which is called Allow Other People Their Problems, on minding your own business. So this really is about not being a people pleaser, not always trying to manage other people's emotions, not trying to do things just because you think other people expect you to. We obviously a lot of the time feel like we want people's approvals, and sometimes we can go too far in trying to get that approval, in bending over backwards to meet their needs at the expense of our own. And what he says is other people can be responsible for their own emotions. We don't have to be responsible for everybody else's emotions. And I think this can be really difficult advice to take on board. We do feel that if we've done something to upset somebody, we might, and genuinely if we have done wrong towards somebody, or if we feel that they're in a situation where we want to put ourselves out to help them, he does say we can do this as a choice. We can manage other people's emotions if we feel that it's something we want to do. But what we shouldn't do is continually live our lives because we're afraid that other people won't approve of our behaviour. And I quite like an example that he gives towards the end of the chapter where he talks about early on in his career. His boss asked him if he would do a particular task, a particular assignment, and he took all day to let her know because he didn't think he had the capacity to take it on, but didn't want to disappoint her by saying no, he couldn't do it. And she eventually responded, if you don't have the capacity, telling me no straight away helps everybody. And he says this was one of the most useful things he thinks he's ever been told in his career, that it is much better to just say at the outset instead of keeping people hanging on because you don't want to disappoint them, because you disappoint them anyway and you've made them wait all day for that disappointment thinking that you are going to help. So I think this is quite hard advice to take. I think a lot of us do feel that we need to manage other people's emotions. We need to not upset people. It can be, for people who've got ADHD, it can be particularly challenging to think that, we've got to do something for other people because otherwise they might, it's part of the whole ADHD thing of like, I'm a burden, I'm in people's way. And so it is a tricky one to negotiate, but I do think I agree with his advice that other people need to learn to manage their own emotions at the same time that we learn to manage our own emotions. So a work in progress for me, certainly. I'd be interested to hear what you think about it. That is today's Meditations for Mortals, Oliver Burkeman's 4-week guide to doing what counts. Day 18, allow other people their problems, on minding your own business. Look forward to seeing your comments, and I will see you again tomorrow for day 19.